What's going on, guys? Welcome to my first ever YouTube video.
I don't even really know how people start YouTube videos. Do they just say, hey, 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 hey? Oh, I need some water. Alright, so I'm Chris. I'm currently on my second degree at the University of Leeds, and this video is basically 5 things I wish I knew before going to uni, and I hope that you guys can learn something from it. Alright, so point number 1 is just the fact that going to uni is a massive change. And wherever you go, however far from home you are, people are going to be from different religions, different cultures, different countries, people have different accents, and the main thing I want to say is that just be yourself and try not to force yourself to try to fit in with the people in your halls or in your house. Just enjoy your time and try to relax. I know there's usually some kind of... If you feel like you're changing how you talk or act, or even spending money to buy new clothes that are like the people you're hanging out with, honestly, you probably won't end up being with those friends for that long, and if you feel like you're a different person to who you really are, those are probably the people you don't want to hang out with anyway. And this brings us nicely onto my next point, which is basically to try and meet as many people as you can and just say hi. There are lots of people who struggle with talking or get quite intimidated by other people or aren't great in social situations. What you have to realize is that you're not the only one. There are going to be so many people that feel the same way and hoping that they can just say hi to someone. So if you are one of those people that tends to be a bit more confident, try and take that first step, and hopefully that will make it a bit easier for someone else to start a conversation and get them involved as well. The best thing about making some friends on your course is that at some point there is going to be something you don't quite understand yet. And if you have a few people that can help you out, you can all work in a group and figure things out together, as well as probably have a few drinks at the same time and have a few laughs. And if you are one of those more shy people, the unis always have these intro weeks where you have to stand up and say something about you and say your name, and after that it kind of just gets a bit easier because you're already introduced to everyone anyway. Some universities also do a hall chat before you actually go to uni, so you already have a bit of awareness of where your room might be, what building you're in, what other people are in your flat. And that's a good way just to already get the introduction out there, especially if you're more of the less confident, don't really know how to start a chat type of person. One last thing I want to say is that you'll probably make loads of friends in first year, but you are going to keep meeting new people throughout your whole university career, which is going to be at least 3 years. So you'll probably end up switching friendship groups quite a lot throughout uni, and that's just a pretty normal thing to happen. Obviously, you'll also just meet these people in first year that might be literally your other half, and you get on so well, and that's awesome. That's the perfect place to do it. Uni is really where you will find those friends that will probably last the rest of your life. So point number 3 is basically just about having a bit of money awareness at university. Uni is a long time, and it's also very expensive, which is probably quite obvious from the uni fees themselves. But there's a lot of other things to think about there as well. And being honest, it's so easy in those first couple months of getting to uni to spend whatever money you thought that you could save, or you came to uni with this plan to ration out an allowance, whatever, but honestly it can go just like that without realizing it. The more time you spend at uni, you will slowly adapt to this change though. It's your first independent time with your own money, and you will start to understand what's affordable and what's not. A tip from me is, especially with nights out, pre-hard. Go to your local Aldi, whatever, supermarket, and get your Sainsbury's basics, bottle of vodka, bottle of gin, whatever floats your boat. And because clubs can sometimes just rinse you, especially if you're pretty drunk or whatever and you don't remember, just make sure you pre-hard. Also, at some point, if you feel like you are running low on money and everyone else is going out, uni again is at least 3 years, there's always going to be another night out. Yo, so I'm just editing this video now, and one quick point I want to make is that there's always going to be people there who have more money and less money. And one of the things I just want you to be aware of is that if you're one of those people that wants to spend loads of money all the time, and on new clothes, food, whatever, that's cool, go for it. but just be aware of the people that may not be as fortunate, and try not to, make them feel bad about not coming with you on nights out or all the exciting stuff you got going on. All right, cool. The fourth thing I want to say is how important it is to establish as quick as you can a good work-life balance, or trying to get into some kind of routine when you're at university. When you go to uni, there are some people that can hit it two ways. You have the extreme of just going there to do loads of work, or just going there to go have the best time you can and just go out all the time, getting smashed, doing whatever you want. And being honest, you need to try and find some kind of medium between those two. And in my opinion, it actually depends on what year you're in. So when you're in first year, yes, by all means, go and have fun, do whatever. For most courses, your first year doesn't actually count towards your final degree. And don't take that the wrong way and say don't do any work, because even half an hour of work at uni a day is going to help you so much when it comes to those last couple months of your first year, and you have to actually do some revision, or even for your mocks in January. But if you are one of those people that goes in and just does loads of work and just wants to sit in their room, that's fine, by all means. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Just don't burn out too quickly. Uni is tough, and you're going to need to find some kind of release, some activity, get out, talk to your flatmates, whatever. Just don't burn out too quickly. What you've got to understand about uni is that it's not like school, and you don't have teachers or parents to constantly push you or force you to do work and be behind you all the time, making sure you're actually doing stuff. It's all independent. You have to take care of your own money, your own social life, your own work, and it can be really tough, especially in your first year when you're introduced to all these new people and activities, to just put it towards the back of your mind and not really think about doing much. But it is important, and sometimes people get to those final exams or even mocks and just don't end up doing very well, or even having to resit the year, which is just a bit of a waste of $9 grand. Don't get me wrong, just have a blast. Uni's awesome, and your first year is amazing. There's so much things you can do, but also second and third year are somewhat even better when you get your own place with other people. So just whichever extreme you are more towards, just try to relax a little bit, find a bit of routine, and enjoy yourself. Lastly, I just want to say, be aware that people will have different levels of the work-life balance. So for example, one degree might have 4 lectures a day, whereas one might have 4 lectures a week. And obviously your work-life balance is going to be different compared to those two people. And if you're one of those people that have not many lectures and you're constantly wanting to go out and do stuff, and you want to, not force, but you want these other people to help you that may have more lectures, just be a bit aware that they can't, if they say no, don't make them feel bad about it if they don't have the time to do it, or they're a bit stressed with work. Just a bit of awareness on that. Okay, so we're at our last point, and the last thing I want to talk about is exercise. And this is just my opinion. I think exercise at uni is really important. It can get so easy if you go out for 2 weeks straight and you're hungover, eating rubbish food, to just kind of get into this slump. And it's perfectly normal if you think you've put on a bit of weight, or your body's changed at all. It's something that we all go through and we all experience. So which is why I'm just giving you a bit of a warning to try and get your gym membership as early as you can, or even just go out for a walk or go for a jog with your flatmates. And if you're one of those people that don't really enjoy exercise, even just being outside or walking around, around campus is just something. The other thing with getting a gym membership is that they can be quite expensive. So if you don't get that until later on in the year, you may not actually have the money to afford that after, all the fresher stuff that goes on. Last thing I just want to say is that you can never fully prepare for everything that's going to happen at uni. And also, uni isn't for everyone. You may get there and end up you don't actually like it, but that's okay. You'll find something else to do, so don't worry about it. While you're there, just try to relax, enjoy it, and do the best you can.